the valedictorian of the class of 2017 to the podium to share some words.
On behalf of the class of 2017, I would like to welcome you all and sincerely thank you for coming, even if it was your parent, boss, or spouse who told you that you had to. If it were not for so many of the wonderful people here with us today, we would not be sitting in front of you so happily dressed in green and white with what appear to be cat toys hanging from our caps, so thank you. When I began to write this speech, I turned to my most dependable friend for inspiration and simply asked him how one goes about writing a good graduation speech. In a mere 0.64 seconds, my friend came up with 3,130,000 incredible results. This friend was not the infamous computer hacker Skylar Sauce, as some of you may have been thinking. But I think I speak for all of my fellow graduates when I quickly take a second to thank Google, YouTube, SparkNotes, and Yahoo Answers for helping us to graduate today. Many results, I learned that my task was to give you a farewell to high school while also somehow inspiring you to go out and achieve greatness, perhaps through a lengthy extended metaphor or some highly personal anecdotes. I will be blunt. Many people older and wiser than me could give better advice, and it would probably be a waste of your time to hear the ruminations of some inexperienced 18-year-old, because on the subject of life after high school, we are all equally clueless. However, since Mrs. Imperato told me I have, quote, approximately 5 minutes to speak, this is an opportunity that I plan to take full advantage of. I think that the best metaphor for high school is a puzzle. Some people solve this puzzle more efficiently than others, but all of you sitting behind me today have managed to solve it one way or another, and I commend you for that. As one of my favorite puzzles, I think that this Rubik's Cube is the best representation of the high school experience. In order to complete this puzzle, one cannot simply turn the sides any unplanned direction he or she desires, because otherwise, things could easily end up becoming more scrambled than when we originally started. When we were handed this jumbled, colorful cube freshman year, we had to start putting some things together. We started matching colors, but things quickly differed from the simple matching tests and quizzes like we took in middle school. We were extremely excited, but we started asking questions like, wait, we're expected to remember this stuff even after the test? And why do the bathrooms here always seem to be locked? We wondered, despite our athleticism, how it was possible that every time we ventured from the E-wing to the C-wing, we were exhausted. We were always trying to figure out who was dating whom, what overly expensive brand of clothing we should be buying, and were given the ever-daunting task of trying to figure out where to sit at lunch. Before we knew it, we were done with our first layer of high school, and we journeyed on to sophomore year. Although we were still underclassmen, we gained an odd and quite possibly undeserved sense of pride and authority once we moved that one important step up the ladder, but we continued to solve our puzzle move by move. Most of us realized that swimming really wasn't as bad as our overdramatic freshman selves had made it out to be. We were tired of having a total of $5 to our name, so we went out and got jobs. We recited poems like prose and made some noble attempts at dramatizing fire and ice. Our portfolios continued to grow, and so did we. We learned that there was a ping pong club. We found out the hard way that arriving to practice late because of ping pong club was not a very acceptable excuse. We learned that in order to sustain grades we wouldn't be embarrassed to show our parents, we actually had to do our homework and study because nothing was just handed to us anymore. Whether or not we took advantage of this new insight is a different issue, however. Overall, sophomore year was just kind of awkward, but even as people were still finding their niches and some of the initial excitement of high school had waned, we still formed important friendships and unforgettable memories. Junior year was one of the most difficult phases of the puzzle. By this point, many of us thought we were fully aware of how high school worked, but then we had several curveballs thrown at us that proved otherwise. Between starting to become more of a leader on the sports fields, track, courts, studios, in the garden, and on the stage, we were given many more responsibilities and stress, lots of stress. In return, however, we got to travel to countries across the world. Classrooms came to life, and some of our closest friends were there beside us. We went to prom and had an incredible time, even though Senora Dinolo did show us up with her dancing skills. As a consequence of all this new freedom, we had to seriously improve our ability to balance, but we all survived nonetheless. Some graduation speakers may claim that high school is the best 4 years of your life, but if the best years of your life consist of SATs, APs, and Regents testing, you have done something seriously wrong. One of my peers, John Cassidy, said in AP Chemistry one day that life is like a buffet line. You have to fill your plates with as much as possible and keep coming back for more. We definitely did a pretty good job of that. Some of us came back up a little too often, but after we had slowly but surely gotten our many full plates back to the table, we could sit down and enjoy. They tasted like senior year. It is hard to believe that half a lifetime ago, our biggest concerns were whether we would have enough people to play the tag game we invented during recess, when field day would be, and, much to our parents' and siblings' chagrin, how much time we would have to obnoxiously blast away on our new recorder. Once we hit senior year, those concerns gradually shifted towards a single 7-letter word: college. Whether we were planning to attend college or technical school, enter the workforce, join the service, or do any other variety of things with our lives, once we hit senior year and we were finally at the top, we became fully and uncontrollably afflicted by a terrible disease known as senioritis. Some bouts were worse than others, but a few of us had been infected long before senior year even started, so we knew how to manage it. We boldly wielded our NHS passes and could finally get into the coveted library without bothering our teachers for passes. People realized why taking band was one of the best decisions of their lives, and I will add no further comment on that. Trading in our Silligans for fidget spinners, we were continuing to change and grow. We evolved from saying YOLO to lit to boy, and now we dab after every semi-successful action as if we are supposed to. There were failures and setbacks along the way, but luckily Anthony DiMaria, Nicholas Lee, Josh Wang, Matty Tag, and Henry Smallhawks were all there to repeatedly remind us whenever something went moderately wrong that you can't be number one at everything. If we had set it up right, senior year should have made the final steps of the puzzle easy. I mean, honestly, some of us didn't even have a first period. Other than that one little annoying thing known as college applications, we were good to go. Before we knew it, high school was over and we had solved our puzzle. I realize that I am one of the few people who are preventing you all from going out to Weir's Ice Cream to go celebrate this momentous occasion, so I shall quickly get to my attempt at some inspiration. Everyone here today is going to have to keep solving different kinds of puzzles throughout their lives. My fellow graduates, we may have figured out what high school was all about, but we should not be satisfied stopping here. As the street poet and philosopher Nicki Minaj once said, greatness is what we're on the brink of. Keep moving forward and bettering yourself, because you will never know your limits till you push yourself to them. And no, Michelle James, that was not intended to be a math pun. I hope that everyone here today continually puts in the hard work and dedication necessary to become the best version of yourself possible. Show the world your potential and do not fear being different. Fear being indistinguishable from everyone else. Now we are ready for life's next great puzzle, and I wish you all the best of luck in solving it.